Hello guys, and welcome to WunderTrading. In this video, we're gonna share with you one of our own strategies that been working for the past year absolutely amazingly. This is the BTC investment strategy. But before we start, make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel, and if this video is gonna hit 500 likes, then we're gonna release another strategy of our own. So let's get straight into the content. In front of you, you can see our trading strategy, which is long only strategy, and this is a trend-based strategy, which means as soon as the indicator will determine that we are going in the upward trend or we are starting the upward trend, it's gonna get into the position. But first, let's have a look what's inside of that strategy. It is a very simple method that we use, and is based on the crossing of the two trend lines. The first trend line is the triple exponential moving average, which is designed to smooth price fluctuation, thereby making it easier to identify trends without the lag associated with a traditional moving average. The second trend line is the least square moving average, which calculates a least square regression first over the preceding time period and then project it forward to the current period. In a sense, it calculates what the value would be if the regression line continued. The entry condition is quite simple. It is when the first trend line will cross over the second trend line. At the same time, we're using the ATR as a trailing stop, and this is also quite important for the entry because our ATR is dynamic, and as soon as the ATR will be below the price, then that would be another condition to enter the strategy. The exit points will be based on the take profits. So the first take profit is at 15% and you will sell 20% of your position. The second one will be at 30% and you will sell another 20% of your position. And the remaining 60% of your position will be trailed until the ATR is going to be hit or the trend is going to change. So let's look at the parameters right now. This strategy was backtested from 2016 to the current date, and it provides quite nice and smooth results. At the same time, we should add that this result was achieved by accumulating the investment, so as soon as you re-enter the new position, you take the 100% of your deposit and input this once again into the position. In that case, you will get a good net profit result for the past several years, with a very small maximum drawdown. Let's look in more detail. One of the benefits of this strategy is that it's overperforming the buy and hold return, which is quite important, and taking into consideration that this is the long-term investment strategy, which is using 4-hour time frame, it is quite important that this test included 2018 year, which was the bear market for the crypto. At the same time, what we wanted to show you that if you prefer a more conservative strategy, you can adjust it to make sure that it will enter with a fixed amount rather than 100% of your equity all the time. So if you switch it to the fixed amount, and then it's up to you to determine whether you would like to trade only a part of your portfolio, or maybe you would like to trade it with a certain leverage, then the graph will also show a nice and smooth upward trend. Obviously, in this case, the net profit is going to be much smaller because we are not reinvesting all the profits that we can receive. At the same time, the strategy already count for the commission that you will pay for the exchange. We'll put it slightly higher in comparison to the exchanges that you can integrate in WunderTrading to make sure that the strategy will account for a certain slippage. So let us now look into the graph just to see how the strategy was performing on the history. So the most recent enter that this strategy took was on the 29th of September, and we were able to score a maximum of 31% of the profit, and the first two take profits were reached, and then the third one was closed when the trend changed the direction. At the same time, if we look back in the history and find some downtrends, for example like this, you can see that the strategy was not making false entries on the whole downtrend movement. and it waited for the certain procedures to take into consideration, and then it tried to enter here on the 10th of June, closing with a small loss. The similar scenario was on the 27th of June, closing on the break-even point, and then the third one was a successful trade with a nice risk-reward ratio. What we also wanted to show you is that you can adapt this strategy to the other pairs. For example, you can put Ethereum USDT and check that even without changing the settings of the strategy, it will still show a nice upward trend in terms of the backtest results. Without fine-tuning it, it will not overperform the market yet, but if you adjust the settings slightly, you will be able to achieve quite a nice result. So just to show it to you, if you adjust the trend lines, this will be a nice and steady result for the Ethereum pair in particular. You can also see that during the low volatility periods like this, it shows a nice and steady trend, and as soon as the volatility is increasing, you can see that there's going to be not so much of the entries, and it can be a bumpy road. However, let us look at this wonderful example where we took the whole trend, and then as soon as the trend changed right at the top, the strategy exited and didn't show additional entry signals. So, if you like our strategy, please smash the like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, stay tuned with WunderTrading, and best of luck with your trading.